Yeah. Peel off your coat and sit down. Your husband out?
Yes, Long Beach. They're spudding in a new well. He phoned he'd be late. About 9:30. It's about time you said you were glad to see me.
I knew you wouldn't leave it like that.
Like what?
Like it was this afternoon.
I must have said something that gave you a terribly wrong impression. You must never think anything like that about me, Walter.
Okay?
No, it's not okay. Not if you don't believe me.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to be nice to me. Like the first time you came to the house.
Can't be like the first time. Something's happened.
I know it has. It's happened to us. I feel as if he was watching me. Not that he cares, not anymore. But he keeps me on a leash so tight I can't breathe.
He's in Long Beach, isn't he? Relax.
Maybe I oughtn't to have come.
Maybe you oughtn't.
You want me to go?
If you want to.
Right now?
Sure, right now. I'm crazy about you, baby.
I'm crazy about you, Walter.
The perfume on your hair. What's the name of it?
I don't know. I bought it in Ensenada.
You ought to have some of that pink wine to go with it. The kind that bubbles. All I got is bourbon.
Bourbon is fine, Walter.
Get a couple of glasses, will you? Want soda?
Plain water, please.
You know, about 6 months ago, a guy slipped on a cake of soap in his bathtub and knocked himself cold and was drowned. Only he had accident insurance. So they had an autopsy, and she didn't get away with it.
Who didn't?
His wife. Then there was a case of a guy who was found shot. His wife said he was cleaning a gun and his stomach got in the way. All she collected was a 3 to 10 stretch into Tehachapi.
Perhaps it was worth it to her.
See if you can carry that as far as the living room.
It's nice here, Walter. Who takes care of it for you?
Colored woman comes in a couple of times a week.
Cook your own breakfast?
Squeeze a grapefruit once in a while. Get the rest down at the corner drugstore.
Sounds wonderful. Just strangers beside you. You don't know them and you don't hate them. You don't have to sit across the table and smile at him and that daughter of his every morning of your life.
What daughter? Oh, you mean the little girl on the piano?
Lola. She lives with us. He thinks a lot more of her than he does of me.
You ever think of a divorce?
He wouldn't give me a divorce.
I suppose because it costs him too much money.
He hasn't got any money, not since he went into the oil business.
But he had when you married him?
Yes, he had. And I wanted a home. Why not? But that's not the only reason. I was his wife's nurse. She was sick a long time. When she died, he was terribly broken up. I pitied him so.
And now you hate him.
Yes, Walter. He's so mean to me. Every time I buy a dress or a pair of shoes, he yells his head off. He never lets me go anywhere. He keeps me shut up. He's always been mean to me. Even his life insurance all goes to that daughter of his. That Lola.
Nothing for you at all, huh?
No, and nothing is just what I'm worth to him.
So you lie awake in the dark and listen to him snore and get ideas.
Walter, I don't want to kill him. I never did. Not even when he gets drunk and slaps my face.
Only sometimes you wish he was dead.
Perhaps I do.
And you wish it was an accident. And you had that policy for $50,000. Is that it?
Perhaps that, too. The other night we drove home from a party. He was drunk again. When we drove into the garage, he just sat there with his head on the steering wheel and the motor still running. And I thought what it would be like if I didn't switch it off. Just closed the garage doors and left him there.
I'll tell you what it'd be like. If you had that accident policy and tried to pull a monoxide job, we've got a guy in our office named Keys. For him, a setup like that would be just like a slice of rare roast beef. In 3 minutes, he'd know it wasn't an accident. In 10 minutes, you'd be sitting under the hot lights. In a half hour, you'd be signing your name to a confession.
Well, Walter, I didn't do it, and I'm not going to do it.
Not if there's an insurance company in the picture, baby. They know more tricks than a carload of monkeys. And if there's a death mixed up in it, you haven't got a prayer. They'll hang you just as sure as 10 dimes will buy $1. And I don't want you to hang, baby. Stop thinking about it, will you? So we just sat there. And she started crying softly like the rain on the window. And we didn't say anything. Maybe she had stopped thinking about it, but I hadn't. I couldn't, because it was all tied up with something I'd been thinking about for years. Since long before I ever ran into Phyllis Diedrichson. Because, you know how it is, Keys. In this business, you can't sleep for trying to figure out all the tricks they could pull on you. You're like the guy behind the roulette wheel, watching the customers to make sure they don't crook the house. And then one night you get to thinking how you could crook the house yourself. And do it smart. Because you've got that wheel right under your hands. You know every notch in it by heart. And you figure all you need is a plant out front. A shill to put down the bet. And suddenly the doorbell rings and the whole setup is right there in the room with you. Look, Keys, I'm not trying to whitewash myself. I fought it, only I guess I didn't fight it hard enough. The stakes were $50,000, but they were the life of a man, too. A man who'd never done me any dirt except he was married to a woman he didn't care anything about. And I did.
Will you phone me? Walter. I hate him. I loathe going back to him. You believe me, don't you, Walter?
Sure, I believe you.
I can't stand it anymore. What if they did hang me?
They're not going to hang you, baby.
It's better than going on this way.
They're not going to hang you because you're going to do it and I'm going to help you.
Do you know what you're saying?
Sure, I know what I'm saying. We're going to do it and we're going to do it right. And I'm the guy that knows how.
Walter, you're hurting me.
There's not going to be any slip-up. Nothing sloppy, nothing weak. It's got to be perfect.